Often I am asked, what is it that I accept or don't accept from the Bible? Or do I just not accept the entire thing? I express most often that there are many things of the Bible that I do accept. There are many teachings, philosophies that actually are good that's within the Bible. My problem is with the interpretations, the doctrines, and the cultural biases of the Bible. So what do I mean by those types of things? The first thing is that you have to recognize that you are an indestructible, energetic, divine being. Recognize that your consciousness has been here. Your spirit has always been. Your spirit didn't come into existence because of the body, but the body came into existence because of your spirit. That what you are existing in is an illusion. You are in a dream. We are in a dream. The physical realm is a dream. And you are always in the spirit. You see, you did not need a Holy Spirit or the Spirit of God to come and indwell within you. It has always indwelled you. It has always been a part of you, because that is who you truly are. Yeshua said that he was the Son of God, and we are all brothers and sisters and the children of God. There will be others who will come and do greater miracles than he. He said that I am the way, the truth, and the light. Heru, out of Egypt, said the same thing. I am the way, the truth, and the light. It is plausible that Yeshua, if being a historical character, would have known that, whether he went and lived in Egypt, as according to one gospel, or just being in the Levant, was close enough to Egypt that the lessons, the information, the doctrine, the wisdom could have easily been imparted to him while growing up in Nazareth. Understand that the way, the truth, and the light is not worshiping Jesus, but is being of Christ's mind. In the same way that the Buddha said of being of the Buddha head. So doctrine never claimed to be the only Buddha. But there will be many Buddhas that will come after him, and many Buddhas have come after him. It is a way of being. It is a way of existing, a way of vibrating on a frequency that is in connection more with your spirit than with the physical form. Of being able to understand the universe in a spiritual format instead of just in the physical, just in the representation of the false realities that we exist in today. You see, I have my own personal universe, my own personal earth that I exist in. You have your own personal universe. You have your own personal earth that you are currently existing in. You are experiencing things that I will never experience. You are meeting people that I will never meet. You are having situations that I will never be in. Your situations don't affect me. We just agree to exist in this matter plane right now together on a spiritual level. And that's why we're all here right now, existing on this physical plane at this very moment. But we are not living a shared universe that we all are experiencing the exact same thing. I often used to wonder when I was a child, and I see somebody walk by or drive by, and I would wonder where they're going, what are they doing, what are they experiencing. Their worldview is completely different from mine. They will see things and do things and continue to exist without any type of interference, any type of experience from me, but they will live an entire life, an entire universe that is devoid of me. And that is their universe. That is the frequency of life that they're experiencing. How they respond or react to things determine what their universe, what their life, what their experience will be. People discuss the multiverse, but the multiverse is a multiverse within all the universes that we all exist in individually, that we just agree to exist in those universes right now. A world event happens. It does not affect everyone, and it does not affect everyone in the same way. You can hear about it, you can see it, you can even be a part of it, but it still does not affect everyone the exact same way. We still do not have the same reactions. We still do not have the same responses. You are still existing in your own separate universe at a shared time in space and planet and physical matter. You see, the way is for you to recognize that that's exactly who you are. We have physical matter level labels that we place on ourselves, and those are restricted. Those do not touch your spirit. I'm black, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I'm a man, I'm a Christian, I'm an Islam, I'm an American, I'm Afro-American, I'm African-American, I'm African, I'm Zimbabwe, I'm British, I'm Parisian, I'm Persian. These are all labels that we've constructed that only exist in the right now. 1,000 years ago, they may not exist. 1,000 years ago, most of them didn't exist. They only existed during that time frame. They were only relevant during that time frame. So the way is to recognize who you actually truly are. You are a divine, indestructible being that has always been, and has always been imbued with the spirit of the Creator as a co-creator, because you are creating in every response or reaction that you have, that you experience in your agreement to be down here on this matter plane of existence. The truth is the knowledge that is embedded within all the books that tells you this. The Tao talks about if you get into a stream and you want to cross the stream, if you fight against the waterways, you will die. But if you go with the flow, if you go with it and take actions without the presupposition of that you must land here, you must cross the river on this side and end up on that exact opposite side. But is not the goal merely to cross the river? And if you allow yourself to go with the flow of the river and take definitive actions to move you from one side to the other, will you not cross the river? You may not be, and you will not be, in the exact same place where you started, the exact opposite place of where you started, but you will have achieved the primary goal that you set for yourself, and that is to cross the river. So the truth is being able to look through this Bible, to look through the Quran, to look through the Vedics, the Upanishads, to look through the wisdom of the Tao and any other book of wisdom, and end up on the other side of the river, to pull out what is truly universal knowledge, to pull out what is true information, and to strip out the cultural biases, to strip out the doctrines, to strip out the misinterpretations. A misinterpretation of the understanding that Yeshua never wanted to start a church, never wanted to start a religion, never wanted to create followers, but yet desired to create leaders who would teach the people how to know their true self, that they are the sons and daughters of the Creator, that they are just as He, no better, no worse, but exactly the same. He was not trying to carve himself out as a deity or anything special. It was 325 years later when he was decided to be a deity. Those are the constructs of people that we have allowed to dictate what our reality should be based on the knowledge that they have in order to control people and keep them at the basement level of spiritual understanding. He demonstrated this multiple times. In almost every healing, he said, it is by your faith or by your belief that you are healed. Go and it shall be done as you have said. Not because he did the work, it was only through him. But he was trying to get the people to recognize that it is through your own belief, your own faith in who you are, not your faith in who someone else is, not your faith on some sky daddy that you don't know, but based on the relationship you have with yourself in the strength of your faith and belief within yourself. And the light is when you come out of this dream state of this false reality. You know how when you go to sleep every night, your entire dream is real. It's real to you. There is absolutely no difference between that reality and this reality as far as the realism of it. During that time frame, you believe you are doing what you are doing. You believe that what is happening is happening. You believe that the world and universe that you have created in this state of slumber is a true reality. It is only when you wake up that you come back to the matter plane of existence. It is only when you wake up that you begin to experience this matter plane and change the narrative that the dream is not real. But while you was there, it was real. You see, when you were there, you were in the spirit realm. When you were there, you were in your co-creator realm. When you were there, you were your true self. It is only here that we are not our true selves, because we haven't opened our eyes to be able to see the light. And I say eyes, and I should say our eye, to see the light. We haven't allowed for our spirit man to be able to be in charge. Our spirit person to be able to dictate what our reality is. But instead, we live in the confines of this matter plane of existence based on the doctrine, based on the cultural norm, based on what society has determined is truth and untruth, based on power that we have given over to other people. We complain about different races, we complain about different nationalities, we complain about men, we complain about women, we complain about extraterrestrials, we complain about the Illuminatis and all other societies that are supposedly secret, having no proof. But it's all about how we feel and what others have dictated to us. We complain about all those things, but yet we actually have the power to decide what our reality is. If a community got together and decided that they were going to utilize their mental power, emotional power, spiritual power, financial power to control a school system, to control a police force, to control a council race, a governor's race, a senate race, a Congress race, if they decided that, they will control it. They will dictate it. It will go in the way that those who are the most powerful in their states of being decide that it will go. All it takes is another group with stronger intentions, stronger belief, stronger emotional connection, stronger finances to change that. And we've seen that multiple times. We no longer have the Whig Party. Do we? No. Why? Because others decided that that was not fitting for that universe anymore, for that earth anymore, for that America anymore, for that society anymore. They pushed their worldview to the forefront, and the others fell behind. So the light is awakening to the trueness of that truth that it took for you to get to the light. This is what Heru taught in Kemetic science. This is what Yeshua taught. This is what the Buddha, Siddhartha, taught. This is what Lao Tzu taught. They have all taught this exact same message in varying degrees. But the longer we stay asleep, the longer we don't focus on it, the longer we follow the traditions that we were brought up in, the longer we stay asleep, the longer we remain in a dormant state of our true spiritual proudness. There are things that this book talks about that I agree on, but in a different interpretation, in a different elevated level of consciousness and spirituality. I deconstruct the cultural biases. I deconstruct the misinterpretations. I deconstruct the doctrines that have led people astray for so long. And when I see new doctrines and new cultural biases prop up, I deconstruct those as well, because my duty, my job as an enlightened being is to bring others into their own personal leadership of being an enlightened being as well, to understanding the way, the truth, and the light. To understand that just as Yeshua performed 0 miracles in his hometown of Nazareth, because the people there could not understand when he opened the scroll and read it and said that all this has been fulfilled, that the presence of God is at hand. They took it. They've taken that and made you think that he was talking about himself. He was not. He was talking about that indestructible, divine, creative energy that is within you. He was talking about your spirit. But the people of his home could not understand that, and they tried to run him off. The prophet has no place to rest his head in his hometown, because those people held on to the construct that that's Joseph's boy. That's Joseph's son. That's the little carpenter guy that we knew growing up in Nazareth. They held strong to that reality, and they reacted in kind. Instead of listening, learning, understanding, becoming leaders of their own divine soul, their own divine spirit, and becoming one with the Creator, becoming their true self, seeing the way of being of a Christ mind, Buddha mind, seeing the way of enlightenment. But instead they held on to their traditions and their doctrines, and they could not understand the lesson. The lesson wasn't to create followers. It was to create leaders. The lesson wasn't to be worshiped, but to recognize the Godhead inside you. It was lost on the people, controlled by those who recognize how they can control people's mind and societies with this information. It was lost to them. We are uncovering it, and it has always been uncovered. We'll continue to uncover it. So let me conclude by saying that you are a co-creator with the Creator. You are a divine spirit. You create your own reality based on what you focus on, what you put energy towards, what you give emotions towards. That becomes your reality. And only you have the power to dictate your heavens, your hells, your abundance, and your lacks. It is all based on your actions that you take in raising your vibration to meet the level of whatever it is that you desire to meet. When you increase that vibration, when you increase your awareness, when you increase your understanding, and you walk in that, you are the way, you are the truth, and you will become the light. So you have a great day, and remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.